Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I've got a video for you today on an ESEE Junglas, ESEE CR 2.5, an Altoids tin, and a ferro rod, and it all rides on a dangler. This one is going to Troy down in, I think, North Carolina. Correct me if I'm wrong, Troy. Oh, actually, Texas? I'm sorry, man. I'm all over the place. I just printed out 14 mailing labels last night, so I'm a little bit out of sorts with who's getting what. Well, who is where, I should say. I know everybody's individual sheets. I know who's getting what, but anyway, you understand what I mean. This is a very cool system. I'm super excited about it. This thing came out really nice. It's one of my favorite systems that I've built, period, and certainly lately. Not that people haven't been ordering cool stuff lately, but there are just certain ones that really hit me in the feels, and this is really one of them. So, excuse me. So let's get into this. Let's look at it. Let's talk about all the features. First off, you can see down here with the logo stamped into it, this is a large Altoid tin holder. What I would recommend doing to get it out, get the tin out, is just using that deep finger groove to sort of help push the tin out most of the way, and then you should just be able to pull it out from there. Maybe just a slightly tight fit, but I'm pretty handily able to do this with one hand. Let me demonstrate it for you, totally in frame, so you can see there's no trickery involved, because there are accusers out there, but you can see that's fairly easy to do. The sheath doesn't really want to follow the tin too much. So anyway, I thought they came out really nice. Then we have this Uberleben 5" by 1/2" ferro rod. It is held on there by shot cord, and it does actually come with this striking device. I personally don't really care for these. I think the spine of a knife works much better if it's sharp enough to strike the rod, and yeah, that's what I would do. So got shot cord on it to retain it. I've tied 3 overhand knots, 2 of which actually hold that striker on there. They'll be really easy to undo and remove that striker if you don't want to have that, Troy. Currently the loop for this is ever so slightly tight. I mean, I think it's pretty smooth, but it's just a hair tight, which is ultimately not going to be the case as you use your rod. It's going to get smaller, and this elastic shot cord becomes 100% necessary. As far as the shot cord goes, I think, or not the shot cord, but the striker here, I think it's really annoying to have things like rattling on the sheath. So my personal recommendation, if you're going to keep this on here, is just to, when you put the rod back in, just stuff that underneath the Altoid tin holder. That'll just pinch it down, hold it in place. It doesn't affect anything else on the sheath, so I would just go with that. Alright, now we have the fun part, the knives. So this guy here, the ESEE CR 2.5, very capable little knife, can do a lot of small tasks, and what I like about it best is that even though I wouldn't call this a full-size handle, but it is a full-length handle, so even a guy like me with just monstrous-sized palms, I can get my pinky on this knife, and for a knife this small, that's really, really rare. So I haven't actually used this thing much, so I can't really speak too much to the full capabilities of it, but for what it is, I'm a big fan of it, and I can't really think of anything else that super closely compares to this. So it's a very unique knife in my eyes. It's got a little click going back in, no rattle, no play, very smooth draw. And the sheath for it, this is a very interesting setup. You guys are probably wondering what this is unless you've seen one of mine before, but I invented this attachment that allows you to piggyback anything that has a Tek-Lok on it and immediately interchange it with something else that has a Tek-Lok on it. So I call it my universal Tek-Lok adapter. What this does essentially is just grips the Tek-Lok itself in a way that still allows you to utilize all of the holes on the Tek-Lok, so it doesn't limit you to what angle which holes you use, etc. You can utilize any hole or any combination of holes with hardware and spacers, and it won't be impeded by this adapter. So I know it's set up in the wrong position, but this is the only, oh, that's not even the right clip. You know what, bear with me one second. I'm going to grab something else that has a Tek-Lok just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I got a bag of goodies here. Okay. K-bar TDI. So check this out. When you want to downgrade your full system and just carry the small knife, currently it's set up to ride horizontally on your belt. Excuse me, guys. And all you have to do is just grab it and pull it off. It does have some resistance there. It's on there. It's a firm hold, but it's pretty easy to remove. I think a child could do it if they really gripped it and tried. Now, when you want to carry something else on it that has a Tek-Lok, you just click it down into place, and boom, you have a whole other system ready to go. So you can see the value in that. You can see the versatility. I'm really, really amped up about this thing. I think it's a really cool system. The whole thing, but particularly the universal Tek-Lok adapter. So I've only had a few people actually order something for it, but or that includes it, but it is an option, and it's something I would definitely personally use, personally recommend, etc. Oh, here's a cool idea. I hadn't even thought of this. I was just digging through my stuff, but got an auto deploy sheath hooked up. Man, I don't know if I can actually, well, I have to do it. I just have to try. That was close. It was close. I probably just need a couple practice swings with it to make sure. There we go. Look at that. So you've got some pretty cool options as far as what you can do mounting various apparatuses with Tek-Loks. The other advantage of this is that you're not beholden to having it at a certain angle. So what I've done here, and I can set it up additional ways. This is just the current setup, but he asked me to make sure that he could carry his CR 2.5 horizontally on his belt. However, we all know if you just turn that Tek-Lok 90 degrees and use the same two mounting holes on the sheath itself, you will have a vertical carry. So now the problem is, do you really want to mount and have your knife sticking up like that? Probably not. But what you can do is pop out these two screws, and now you can turn the whole Tek-Lok adapter 90 degrees to accommodate that. So it does fit, it works really nicely, and it affords you the capability of turning your sheath and being able to carry it pre-set up for multiple positions. Of course, you can also, if you look at my drill hole spacing, if you can't your Tek-Lok and go through the first and third holes, it'll put the sheath roughly at that angle on your belt. And so something like that, I'd probably just continue to carry it in this position here. But if you guys like something like this and you want it to be set up for multiple angles, 3 or 4 angles, whatever, I can do that. It just takes a little bit of extra time to set that up. So, all right, that said, super pleased with the CR 2.5. It's got a nice little ballistic draw. Just a little click going in. No rattle, no play. Knife is secure. All right. And then, of course, we have the Junglas itself, which if you guys haven't checked out, I would definitely recommend you get this sucker on your radar, as well as the Junglas 2. I don't have one of those yet, but it's definitely on my list. I've just been so repeatedly impressed by the Junglas as a performance chopper, and I think it compares with stuff that's pretty well outside of its price range, And of course, having that lifetime, no questions asked warranty from ESEE makes this that much more appealing to me. But that aside, the sheath came out exceptionally well. I want you to check out the action on this. Super smooth on the way in. It's got a good, strong click. Let me get these jokers out of there. You can hear there's no rattle, no play. You're not going to lose your knife out the bottom, and when you want it, this is very, very easy to draw out and access. So I'll give you guys a real good close-up of it, and I'll sign off here. So, oh, I didn't even talk about the color choice. He had asked specifically for the same color selection as a sheath I did way back for a dude named Tim, probably close to a year ago now, and it was a Condor Golok and a Condor Nesmic, and it was actually the very first breakaway sheath I did. Well, it was the pre-breakaway breakaway, so it didn't have actual breakaway setup on it. He wanted the Nesmic to be able to carry on mollies, and so what I did was I created a standoff bar and clipped the mollies onto it, so you had a removable piggyback that was very quick and easy to take off of the mother sheath and then immediately start carrying it in whatever the pre-set up way is. And that's kind of sparked a few different inventions of my own. I've seen a couple other guys come up with stuff that was, you know, similar, like ways to separate a knife quickly and carry on its own. But I think my breakaway system and the universal Tek-Lok adapter are by far the most versatile of these, because they afford a lot of strength, they look really cool, and yeah, they just accomplish the task very handily. So in any event, let me know what you guys think of those two, the breakaway piggyback as well as the universal Tek-Lok adapter. But alright, so the color scheme on that one, the guy had asked for black basket weave and Kryptek Extreme Hunter Orange, and unfortunately at that point I didn't have sheets of basket weave that could actually sheath a knife as big as the Condor Golok. So what I did was I made it in flat black, and then I layered some basket weave over it, because this was coming in sheets of 8 by 12 inches. Now I can actually get these suckers in big sheets, but when you ask for a sheath that's this big, I would definitely recommend doing something double layered, or at least getting a reinforcement plate involved, because you're talking about a really long stretch of plastic. It can be bent, it can be easily manipulated. So even the thicker Kydex, this is 0.093 black Kydex with 0.093 basket weave over it, and then we have 0.093 Kryptek Hunter, Kryptek Extreme Hunter Orange. So those are our colors. Thought you guys might like all the little things I did with the borders, just to make it look nice. So, all right. Anyway, I'm gonna let you go. I gotta get to work today, and yeah. All right, guys. If you like this sheath, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you like my channel, I ask you to subscribe to it. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of these two knives, and definitely let me know what you think of this universal Tek-Lok adapter. It got a lot of positive feedback when I first introduced it, and I've only had a few orders since then. So I'm hoping that you guys will, those of you who are thinking about ordering, will consider a way to include that in your sheath, because I think it's a really excellent option that you can select to make your sheath that much more versatile, so that you only have to really buy one time to get everything you need in your Kydex daily whatever your daily Kydex needs, your fix. So alright guys, like, share, comment, subscribe. Appreciate you tuning in. Stick around for the next one. God bless.